welcome Ripsters to the first Rip City podcast. How are you guys doing? How's it going, Leslie?
I'm doing pretty good, Brett. Well, this is Brett Ives, and I'm Leslie Marshall, and we are best friends by day and best friends by night.
And
yeah,
we love disc golf, and this is what this channel is all about.
And we love to talk. We absolutely enjoy conversating with each other. So
we're conversationists.
So
say that.
We decided about, when was this, a month or two ago?
Yeah, I'd say about a month and a half ago we decided to venture into this.
We both have pretty busy schedules, and we just had to find time to get started on it. But we're ready to do it.
We're here.
here.
So welcome to the podcast, guys, and yeah, let's get into it. So,
well, our first segment, I like to call it mediocre at best. And basically, it's just going to be about our daily lives and how they are mediocre at best.
You know, everything day to day, week to week. We all know how that goes. How's your week been, man? What's been going on this week?
This has been a rough week at work. I mean, we've got so much going on, which is great with COVID. You know, I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know it's a tough time for everybody in the country and around the world, and you know, I mean, we're all out here just doing our best and just trying to keep a positive attitude, and you know, here we are. So
yeah, so I've been pretty stressed, but today I did hit a 45-foot putt, which always feels great.
I can testify to that.
Missed some tens.
Yeah.
Missed some tens, but I hit the 45-foot putt. That's all that matters.
Yep. It's that one shot you walk away from, and all you disc golfers know that's what it's all about. That's why we do this, right? You know. And
that's the definition of what mediocre at best is about. So how about you? How's your week been?
It's been good, man. You know, I'm just out here trying to eat. You know, I mean, you know, it's you know, I'm sure a lot of people can testify to that, and you know, no, it's been a little stressful, but hey, the sun's shining, and yeah, I mean, it's been good, man. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. You know,
your definition and my definition of trying to eat is totally different, because you have no wife and you don't have 4 kids at the house.
That's true. I am a bachelor, and but you know,
all you ladies out there,
hey.
Hey, there's internet dating these days.
I know. So hey, swipe right. You know,
swipe right. Definitely help this guy out.
Oh,
did anything unusual happen to you? I mean,
oh, man.
If you don't, none of y'all really know our background, but Brett by day is the trash man.
I'm the trash man. You know,
he does trash.
I throw garbage in a truck and I unload it, and you know, I'm doing good service. You know, I have to say that is my day job as of currently, and every day is a experience. There's not one day that is unlike the day before. And you know, you're behind a truck all day, and you've got all this. You've got everything to worry about, but did anything unusual happen this week?
Well, I will say this, that your job, which mine kind of does every now and then, but your job, you get to see all kinds of stuff. I mean, you get to, from a window, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, it is great, you know. It is great, you know. Just the scenery
and getting to know people, like getting to know, you know.
That's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite part is just you know, being out in public, because I love meeting new people. I love conversating, and I think that's huge, man. Just being able to link up with people and experience new personalities and you know, different human beings, and that's a big part of my life, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm a manager at a HVAC company, and I deal with all the equipment and tools and everything that goes with it, and it's cool to meet some of those truck drivers.
Yeah.
And they get to know me, and they even notice, like, if they're a daily truck driver, they'll notice, like, hey man, I didn't, you wasn't here yesterday. Everything all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't feel good, you know, or my kid was sick and I stayed home to help out, you know. So, I mean, definitely similar aspects to our jobs, but anything unusual? Nothing really unusual happened except for I actually had to work.
You actually had to work, okay.
Yeah. That was unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've run across. I've had to, you know, avoid a few deers this week and things like that. So, you know, pretty normal week. Just yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
So you can see we got a couple brews in front of us here. This is a segment that we like to call Inside the Hops Review. And every podcast, we like to pick a different beer to drink during the podcast, and at the end of the podcast, we will review what we think the rating of the beer is. Today, we have a beer out of Kennesaw, Georgia, called Dry County Brewing Company, and the beer is called Dippa. It's a double IPA, 9.5 ABV. Let's get to it. Let's.
Well, the description on the side says our brewers have expertly deployed Simcoe, Denault, Azacca, and Nugget hops in massive quantities throughout the entire brewing process to provide intense aromas and flavors of dank pineapples, juicy grapefruit, and resinous pine, accompanied by assertive hop bitterness in this ridiculously smooth 9.5% ABV double IPA. Well, Brett, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not know what a dank pineapple is.
That's exactly what I was thinking myself. I love that term, and yeah, dank pineapple. I know it. I know it does not grow in the South. I've never heard of a dank pineapple. So if you guys know where dank pineapples are grown,
yes,
please let us know.
Please let us know. Send us a message. You know, send us an email and tell us, hey, you retards, a dank pineapple is this, and we will gladly appreciate you doing so.
And I'll probably buy a couple cases as well. So
yeah, it's a pretty cool. I like the can design. It's got like hops all over it.
It does. It does. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, you know, the hops all around. So
I'm not much of a. I mean, I myself prefer. I like drafts. I'm not really like a bottle or a can type of guy, but
yeah,
you know, for this podcast, I'll do it.
You got to.
I'll do it.
You got to. I mean,
so you ready to get cracking?
Let's get cracking. Let's do it. All right. Cheers, or as they say in Japan, kumpai.
Kumpai.
Well, I think we're ready to
We ready?
continue.
Let's go. I just initial like. I'm not going to get to a review right now.
Oh
but
no,
I'm just telling you.
It's an initial sip. It's an initial sip.
Yeah,
this is the first sip. First sip.
Hey, first sip says a lot.
It does.
First sip says a lot. I mean, when it comes
like a first impression, this is the same thing. It's a first impression, you know.
I by no means am a domestic beer drinker. I do not like the taste of Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, all those lights.
Mm-hmm. All the lights.
All the lights. I mean, and even the hard brands like just Budweiser, you know?
Yeah.
And back when, like Coors Banquet. Like, I just personally, I don't like, you know, I just don't like those beers. I like craft beer.
Yeah.
And I like dark beers. I will buy dark beer at the store to drink. But if I had my choice, I would take craft all day.
Oh, absolutely.
Every day over any other type of brew.
Absolutely. I think that there's an art. I think it's an art, you know, to be able to brew craft beer. It is an art form.
Yeah.
You know, it's not this corporate mass-produced on the factory line. It is somebody in a brewery that is pouring their heart and soul out, trying to create a fantastic alcohol beverage, and I think that, you know, I think the breweries around the nation that have come up testify to that. I know breweries are a huge thing right now, and I'm a brewery guy myself. I love to try different craft beers.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why we created this this part of the podcast, so that we could ourselves get the same beer, drink it throughout the podcast, and then at the end do our review and let you guys know how it is. And maybe you guys, if you're in the Kennesaw area, or you might want to hit these guys up online. I'm sure they've got a website. I'm pretty sure they have a website.
Oh, absolutely.
And hit them up and be like, hey, man, can I buy a sixer, you know, or something, you know? I mean, I'm sure they'll ship it.
Even get you a growler. I mean,
or a growler,
I'm sure these guys are in the growler, so.
Yep.
So, if you guys don't know, we are here to talk about disc golf. This is our channel. We love all sorts of things, but we are here to talk disc golf, and we are disc golfers ourselves, and we love the sport. We think it's fantastic. Leslie, you have anything to touch up on that on?
Yeah, I mean, disc golf for me started out, I was in my 20s. Like, I didn't even find out about it until I was well in my 20s. And God, I wish I would have known about disc golf when I was in like middle school, because I mean, I myself played high school baseball.
Yeah,
I played,
big baseball guy.
I played high school basketball. Never did play football, but I ran cross country. Yes, this fat guy ran cross country.
Don't let him fool you.
hey, I can actually run pretty fast for a tall guy. I'm 6'2", and I weigh like 216 pounds, you know. It depends on if it's a doctor's scale or the scale at home.
Oh, true.
Scale at home's always better.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I would have known about it when I was younger, I would have got into it. And I know today, just because being good at disc golf, you can take it, you know, different ways.
Oh, absolutely.
To me, being good at disc golf is I've played for about, I don't know, 12 years now, solid, and I'm good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like great. I'm not a pro by no means, but I mean, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I see some, you see some people out on the course that, you know, they just like went to Academy Sports and they bought like a starter kit and they're out there on the course. I don't make fun of them.
No,
you know,
by no means.
Because I love the aspect.
That's where we all started.
Yeah, I love the aspect of growing the sport because, I mean, this sport changes people's lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Disc golf changes people's, I mean, everything. I mean, it teaches you a lot too. I mean, just like in ball golf, I mean, the etiquette in disc golf, it teaches you stuff like in life. Like, it teaches you patience, you know?
Absolutely.
It teaches you perseverance, you know?
Yep.
And it also teaches you, like, how to handle pressure.
Absolutely.
You get better at handling pressure. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm on a par 3 and I shank one, and I'm about 80 from the basket, yeah, that's some pressure.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
you want to cash in on that birdie, but you know you have to have the confidence and the right mindset to want to run it and feel confident in running that putt. You know.
Yeah. And today, when I hit that 45-foot putt, I had confidence.
You had confidence.
Par 3, dogleg left with a Mando straight off the tee box, and I'm left-handed. You know, so my best option was let's try for a turnover. Yeah. You know, so I took one of my understable mid-ranges and put it on a turnover, and it did not turn over. It went
straight.
Just went straight.
You know how it goes.
Went straight into a tree, left me about 45, and
with a straddle putt.
With a straddle putt, and Brett knows, like, we play disc golf together all the time. Like, we're disc golf partners. I mean, we go all the time, and with our friend Andy. I mean, I'm not a straddle putter. I'm just a straight line up with the basket, put this leg back behind me, line up, do my putt.
Exactly. But
I do not straddle putt.
No, but I think, you know, when you're in those situations that you're not comfortable with, and then you cash in on those chains, there's something to be said about that, you know?
Oh, I mean, it's like, honestly, the best way I can describe it is I line up and I'm straddled out. In between, there's like 3 trees just staggered. So I've got a tunnel. It's a tunnel putt.
It's a tunnel putt.
It's a tunnel putt.
Yep.
The exact moment that I released the disc and saw its flight straight up, boom, into the chains, it was like slow motion. It was like doon 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 doon.
It was a moment.
Doon 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 doon.
It was a moment. It was a moment that you'll remember, at least for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
For a while, because you're gonna hit better, but you know that's gonna be in your memory.
Yeah, definitely.
That was great, man. That was great.
And
to hear,
you managed to hit no putts today.
Hey, you know, and some days that's how it goes. You know, sometimes you can't hit those 15-footers, but you have great drives, and you just can't cash in on those putts. And that's the other aspect. You just can't hit them. You just can't hit them. And that's why we work, and that's why we work and practice. But you know, I think that's part of the game too. I think that, you know, you have those rounds where you know that you can, you know, you're confident. You know you can hit those putts, you know, 95% of the time. But like you were saying, you know, when that pressure's on, when you're carving around, that's what really comes into play as far as practice. You know, can you hit those putts when it matters most? You know, and that brings me to kind of, you know, my growing up in the sport. I got into the sport, I think I was about 16, 17. Still in high school when I found it. Didn't take it seriously. it was one of those. It was one of those things that I was kind of going through a rough time during that time. A lot of things going on in my life, and it was for me. It was more of an escape, kind of a way to just get away from things that were going on, and you know, it was a way to just get out into nature and just forget about those, you know, those feelings or those things that were going on in your life for an hour and a half, you know, and so you know that's where it started for me. Just in high school with some friends, you know, messing around, not really taking it too seriously, and you know, a few years later, I had moved out to Denver, Colorado, and that's when, you know, things kind of changed. I was like, okay, you know, this can be a thing for me. You know, I found more of a love for the sport, and started getting better, started taking it more seriously. And you know, growing up in high school, I was in the band. You know, I was a drummer, and I still am a drummer. That's what I do. So, you know, being a musician, you know, disc golf is kind of in the same realm. It kind of gives you a escape to creativity in a way. Kind of, you know, disc golf is a game. It's your own game. It's your own individual game.
Yeah.
Even though you may be playing and competing, when you're out on that course, you're only competing against yourself. And I feel like, you know, that's the same with music. You know, when you're writing music, you're within yourself, and so that's what really kind of turned me, you know, more towards the sport, and being like, okay, you know, I really love this aspect of what the game is, you know. And,
and I'm just super excited about the growth in the sport because let's just face it. I can tell my son Lawson, hey, let's go over to Dick's Sporting Goods and see, you know, if they got any disc in, you know. And I can't tell you how many times I went over there, and they're like, oh, we just sold out. Like, I mean, we got a truck in, but they're already gone. You know, it's like, you know, that's why I feel like it's important to hit up your local shops.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why
we're big on local, you know. Wherever you guys are out there, wherever your local shop is,
support them.
You know, anybody can go on Dynamic Disc, Discraft, order discs, pay for shipping. Anybody can. It's easy. It's great. I'm not saying don't do that. Don't support those companies. But hey, if you can support your local shop that sells discs, please do that, because there's nothing more important than staying local, and that's a big thing for us. I think not just in disc golf. I think just in general, you know, just support your local community. I mean, you know?
I really feel like when you have a strong, tight-knit disc golf community, is when you see a lot of things start changing in your city, like you know, especially a city like Chattanooga, where we live near.
That's Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Anybody who doesn't know where Chattanooga is.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's right around the corner from us, and I just feel like Chattanooga is such a big city that we could have pro events here. Like, I'm talking, like, when I say pro, I'm talking like national tour.
Oh, absolutely.
Pro events.
Absolutely. I mean, there is some, you know.
And our community, our disc golf community here is great.
It really is.
And I feel like we're on track. We're on track to that, because just a few years ago, down in Dalton, Georgia, Prodigy moved their distribution center.
Oh, their distribution center, their main factory.
Yeah, their main factory. They moved to Dalton, Georgia, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know who Will Schustrick is, but if you haven't, you need to go watch some video footage of Will Schustrick, because He's a great. I mean, he's gonna be in the list of Hall of Famers. I mean, for sure. I love to watch him play. His form is just so smooth. I mean, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and he just moved to the area, and just the little time he's been here, he's put in what 3 or 4 courses, and working on another couple.
I want to say I know of 2. For sure, and I think he had a hand in
West
a third.
Side Disc Golf Course. West Side.
West Side Park.
West Side Park
in Whitfield County, which is
Dalton.
And I want to say Tunnel Hill actually.
Tunnel Hill, yeah, it's Tunnel Hill, yeah.
And then the Pasture,
okay,
which is also in Tunnel Hill. He had a hand in, which is actually on a ball golf course.
Yeah, it's long.
So the Pasture is on a ball golf course, which is the only official disc golf course in Whitfield County on a ball golf course, I want to say, but it's fantastic,
And there are still ball golfers that play ball golf while you're playing disc golf.
Yeah,
but it's kind of the way they've got it, the way they've got the course that they set the course up. It flows pretty good.
It does. It does. And everybody respects each other out, mutually as far as disc golf and ball golf goes. Which is also a plus, Sometimes you don't get that. I've actually played some courses in Nashville, Tennessee, on a ball golf course where you kind of don't get that. You kind of get the disrespect, Like what are these guys doing throwing frisbees out here,
Yeah.
And so it's cool to have that kind of mutual. Oh, we understand, we get what's going on, and. So it's great, It's great to have that mutual respect there.
But he's been doing a lot of great things so far, and I'm glad to see that we've got a pro disc golfer in the area now that can really make some changes happen. In the community.
Absolutely, and the Prodigy guys have done just fantastic job in the community. Not too long ago, I think back in October, I played. I know you haven't had a chance to play it, but I played a event called Aces Are on the Bases, and it was a event that Prodigy had set up on our local baseball field. It's called the Chattanooga Lookouts. Not an MLB team, but
no, they're a minor league.
But a minor league team.
Yeah.
And but still, it was they had set up a 9-hole course, or 9-basket course on the baseball field, and it was a really cool event. There's only been a handful done around the country, and to have it locally and to have a Prodigy be a part of that and sponsor it was a really cool experience. And we've actually got that coming up again, the second installment next weekend that we're registered and signed up for. And
so I got signed up for it this year. I'm getting to do it, and I've heard some mixed reviews on it. I've heard some people say that it's a pretty cool thing. It's awesome. Then I've heard some people say, it's kind of corny. But you know what? I don't care. I love corny.
Yeah.
I mean,
every once in a while.
Every once who doesn't like feeling like a kid? Like every once in a while, like I'm gonna feel like a kid walking into the Chattanooga Lookout Stadium, and I get to throw my discs.
Yeah. And this is a stadium that, as kids, we attended baseball games there, and to have an opportunity to play our sport, the sport of disc golf in this stadium. It's such a cool feeling, man, and it's just cool to see the sport growing like that, to be able to get to that level, and I just think it's cool.
It's awesome. I'm excited about the growth in the community, and it stems back to support your local guys, because a lot of these guys start out, ordering discs and selling them primarily to help grow the sport, to help sell discs to people to get out and play. And we're really big supporters of local. So I know my favorite is Battlefield Outdoors.
Yeah.
In Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, Battlefield Outdoors. They have I'm not gonna say every brand, but I mean all the main brands: Discmania, Prodigy, Dynamic Disc, Discraft. You know, they've got Westside Latitude. You know, they've got some Axiom, Streamline. They've got MVP, and I don't know if you've heard about MVP.
Oh, I've heard.
Have you heard about MVP?
I've heard they're coming up. You know, we got James Conrad who just joined. You know, he just joined MVP, and you know, that's huge. I mean,
I've threw a few MVP discs back in the day, and they make good plastic.
Yeah,
I mean they do.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just who you've got as your warhorse. You know what I mean? Like for a company. Yeah. And I feel like now that MVP has one of the best disc golfers on the face of the earth.
You know, and let's face it. You know, I mean, best hair on tour. You know, I mean, you can't deny it. Hey, James Conrad, shout out to you, brother.
Yeah,
keep that hair flowing. Keep that hair flowing.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of different ways people play disc golf. And what I mean by that is, you know, some people like to be in nature, like the sound of nature. Some people like to have their Bluetooth on, their jams going, which brings us to our next...
Or like headphones, just in their
own...
Or
just headphones.
In their own, you know, I know like for... Like Johnny McRae, he likes to listen to music while he's playing.
Yep.
And that just keeps him focused. I know Barry Schultz. He likes to listen to music in headphones while he's playing.
Veteran, one of the champs. I mean, you know, we're talking.
So no matter, I mean, no matter what type of person you are, we wanted to do our own spill on music because we're both musicians. We're both musicians ourselves. So he plays the drums, and I play guitar, and I'm a singer. And that's a whole nother subject.
Whole other subject.
Yep. But let's just say we like to call this next segment Tree Jams.
Tree Jams.
Tree Jams. What music fuels you while you're out on the disc golf course? Can you be on hole number 1 at your favorite course, shank one off the tee, and hit the nearest tree, but you got that good music going on, so you know what? Let me just mark my disc and throw my second shot. I got this because I got my tree jams going, bro.
You got your tree jams going. You got your music behind you. You know you're gonna throw that second shot and park it, and cash in for your par or throw it in. I mean, if you're feeling it.
Yeah, and we would love to know what you guys like to listen to while you're out there just throwing your casual round, or if you're in a tournament. What are you jamming in your headphones? You know, like for me, I'm gonna go ahead and say.
What do you got? What's your tree jams?
My tree jams.
What gets you fueled? What gets you just in the zone on the course?
Listen.
If you're listening to music, what gets you just in that zone, man? In that, you know, you're there. You're ready to go.
All right. Are you done with that? Yeah. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it. I'm excited.
All right. My tree jams for the week is none other than my favorite band in the whole entire world. And that's Whiskey Myers.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard them. If you haven't, check those guys out. Whiskey Myers, we love you. But that's what I've been jamming. When I go out and play my casual round, I got my Bluetooth speaker hooked to my bag. I got some Whiskey Myers going, and I'm just in the zone, man. I'm in the zone. That's what I got. So, what's your tree jams, man?
What's my tree jams? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say two of them that I've been.
Okay, so I guess all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say two of them.
All right.
And this is just of lately, you know. This changes obviously with music. This changes constantly. I mean, you know. But lately, if I'm on the course, I don't know if you guys have heard of Billy Strings. Look up Billy Strings. Just recently discovered him about 1.5 years ago.
This life of sin has got me, and well, it's got me back in prison once again.
Yeah.
Gotta have some Billy Strings,
This
man.
old boat is taking water.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have some Billy Strings. Fantastic bluegrass, running the bluegrass scene right now.
Oh yeah.
That gets me going, man.
And the guy actually legit headbangs while he's playing his acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And I literally have never seen a guy play bluegrass.
Yeah.
Number one, look like a hippie. and the other one is he headbangs while he's soloing. He's literally
and he took from Bob Dylan. You know, he plugs into an acoustic and he goes electric with the acoustic.
Yep.
You know, get you some Billy Strings.
Yes, Whiskey Myers and Billy Strings are our tree jams.
That's it. And I got to put this one in here real quick. Turquoise. It's a band called Turquoise. If you like your funk, check them out. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are my tree jams, man. That's what gets me going on the course.
Well, let's talk about some PDGA talk.
Some PDGA news. Man, how cool is it to see the sport growing like it is? I mean, within the last year and a half, even though we've been in a pandemic, and you know, and things have just been, you know, the last year has just been just rough for everybody.
Man,
but,
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm thinking about canceling my Hulu so that I can pay for the Disc Golf Network.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was a subscriber last year when they first started it, and I jumped on it, you know, to see what it was about, and I will say that one of my best investments last year. You know, it's so cool to be able to see and to be able to watch live coverage of the sport that you can't get anywhere else. Of course, Jomez does do the day after, which is great. Which, I mean, I love that they have got the formula down to be able to put content out the day after. But to watch it live with different commentators is there's nothing like it. To watch a full 6-hour round of disc golf live, I will say, is amazing. And in my experience with that was last year. You know?
That's the difference that for me is the difference in I love Jomez and I watch Showmez every time there's a new episode. I watch it and I support the Jomez crew.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They put out great stuff. I mean, they're top in that side of things.
They're number one in the media aspect.
Oh yeah, they are.
And they deserve it. They've worked hard for years, and they deserve to have that spot. But
yeah, and you know, Jonathan Gomez. I mean, he started from, I mean, just like a GoPro, just going out there.
He did. You know, when Jonathan started, it wasn't even his. You know, he was at a tournament, playing a tournament, got knocked out of a tournament, came to the final rounds. I want to say it was, what was it, was it 2014? I want to say it was around like 2014, 2015 Worlds that he was playing. And he got knocked out early, and he stuck around and asked if anybody was filming that specific day, and nobody was there filming. The guy that was supposed to film, I guess, never showed up or just wasn't planning on it.
No, yeah, I think I heard he didn't bring his camera.
Okay, he didn't bring his camera is what it was. And he asked, hey, is anybody filming this? And nobody's filming it. He goes, well, I've got my camera with me. I'm just going to film it. Yeah. And that's where it got started. Yes, I mean, you know, and if it wasn't for him, that footage would not be available.
I think it was actually... didn't Paul Macbeth?
Paul Macbeth took it. And that was a great moment of history for the sport. But if it wasn't for Jonathan just having his camera on him, just you know, filming the rounds. Nothing fancy, just filming shots. He didn't even film the whole round. He's just filming shots. If it wasn't for that footage,
oh yeah,
would we even have the media aspect that we do these days? You know, and
I don't know because they're like Gomez is like the pioneers of the media aspect, and but don't get me wrong, I like on a Saturday turning on the Disc Golf Network and getting to watch just like you would watch ball golf, like the whole you get to watch like 6 to 7 hours straight of disc golf where they're switching back and forth between the MPO and the FPO.
Yep.
You know, and I love that aspect because it's like it's going on right now.
Right now. Yeah. And that's the difference. That's the difference. Live, the Disc Golf Network has changed the way that disc golf is viewed. And I feel like if it wasn't for the Disc Golf Network, you know, this past year, we were on, you know, disc golf was on CBS Sports. That was the first one.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge, you know. But then to come in and get an ESPN spot, that just took it up another level. And now I feel like, hey, we've been there. Now we're ready to roll with this. I mean, we can do this.
Brett.
You know?
Brett. Mark my words. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying your name 3 times.
Okay.
Like Bloody Mary? You know?
Like Bloody Mary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brett. Listen.
I've seen her.
Listen.
That's real, folks.
Listen. You're going to be seeing a lot more of Disc Golf Network because they just signed a 2-year deal with Smashbox TV. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're going to see more of them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean...
Now, is Nate Doss going to be back on commentary this year?
I would hope.
I would say I think he is. I think he's going to be back. I
would hope because I love listening to Nate Doss.
Yeah,
I mean, number one, the guy's he's a champion. Yeah. I mean, he's just like he knows the sport of disc golf.
Oh, he does. I mean, he's a 3. I want to say a 3-time world. I want to say he has 3 world titles, doesn't he?
Anybody that can throw a 700-foot backhand turnover shot, you know, not 700, but I'm just saying like he can throw bombs, backhand turnover shots. Like
here's what I love about Nate. He's an entertainer. You will not see another guy that is more entertaining on the tee box than Nate. I mean, he talks to the crowd and he doesn't care. He'll just say what he feels.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and that's what I love about him. He's still got that old school. I don't want to say old school, but he's just got that personality that is you can't be. You know, he's his own individual. And you know, Nate's great.
He's one of the guys that like you would be playing around with him, and you'd pull a Nico and like smash the chains with your disc, and he'd be like, well, you're not that good to smash those chains like that. Like you ain't even good enough.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
But say it in a sarcastic way because he's joking, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keeping that keeping that good atmosphere going on the course. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's great. It's good stuff.
Yeah, we spoke about briefly about James Conrad switching to MVP, which was huge because I still remember when I heard the rumor that he was going to switch from Innova,
which he'd been with, I want to say his entire career up to that point. I think he started with Innova, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but it's just a simple fact. It's like the same thing. It was kind of shocker of Paul Macbeth, but to me, it was more of a shocker seeing James because I don't rank James Conrad and Paul Macbeth in the same category as far as disc golf's concerned.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to it, James is better at approach shots and short par 3s off the tee, whereas Paul's better at, bombs and all these weird shots, that he picks a line and hits it,
Yeah.
But we had some other sponsorship changes. I know Austin Hannum switched from Discraft to Prodigy.
Which, interesting move, especially with everything that Discraft has going on right now. And it's cool to see that. It's cool to see,
it's just like
that.
it's just like watching football.
Yeah.
I mean, I like watching a good football team.
Oh, absolutely.
You're gonna feel sorry for me out there, Ripsters, but I am a Tennessee Vols fan, and this guy's a Florida Gators fan, by the way.
Chomp chomp, go Gators.
Yeah. But anyways, I like competitive natures in sports. I mean, I like when I watch a football game and it's close. It don't even have to be my team, but if I'm watching a game and it's good, I mean, that's what I like to see, and that's what I'm liking about all these sponsorship changes, because it's mixing things up.
Exactly.
And
I just gotta say, I agree with that. I agree. Like, even though, we've got our teams, but I agree with that. I enjoy good competition.
Yeah.
I love it. I love watching it. I love watching good competition, and it is cool to see all these changes in sponsorships, because it's going to switch things up, and it's going to make things interesting, and I can't wait to see what the 2021 season has in store. I mean, it's going to be. We've got a good season ahead of us.
I think we do, because we've got
a good season ahead of us.
We've got some up and comers to keep on your radar, and I'll tell you one right now that I'm going to be watching. You ready? Listen, Ripsters.
I think I might know what you're going to say.
Remember this name, okay? Alden Harris. All right. This guy's out of Woodstock, Georgia, and he throws prodigy. Mm-hmm. And this guy, man, he's so good. He's good. And we're going to try to eventually get him on the podcast for your guys' listening pleasures. Ask him some questions, let him talk about, things going on in his career.
Absolutely.
And everything.
Absolutely.
And he's just, he's young. He's a young and up and comer.
Yeah, young and up and comer, but so much drive and talent.
Yeah.
And ability. I mean, and you can't deny that. You gotta recognize that.
And the thing is like, a lot of disc golfers, they idolize like who's on the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, like if you're a boxer, you're gonna want to like fight like Mike Tyson, or Evander Holyfield, or you're gonna idolize those people. But for me, I don't know. It's like my local mentality, man. I like to stay true to like these guys that are up and comers that I can support, and like see their game like evolve and progress into,
Yeah.
And that's just what I love about all these up and comers, because, man, if I would have known about it when I was younger, like I would have wanted to be a professional disc golfer.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, that's what my life plan would have been. Like, I want to get good and be a professional disc golfer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a time, when we were coming up, disc golf obviously isn't where it is now, but it's come up so much within the last 2 years, and now there's an opportunity to really really make a good living off of disc golf. And I would, you asked me this 3 years ago even. I would say, yeah, I mean, it's great, it's a great thing, but can you make a true living off it? But with what's happened in the last 2 years with the sport, I feel like, man, you really now is.
Oh, you can.
You can make you can actually make a living off it now. And it's so cool to see, and I love seeing it.
It's great. Which brings us to our next segment we like to call the local route.
The local route.
As we like to stay true to our local community, we're just going to talk about what's going on in the scene here in Chattanooga and North Georgia area.
Yeah. I feel like disc golf it's a sport that's evolved around local community. And and I'm not, take the pro tour, take the national tour out of play.
Yeah.
If you just talk about disc golf, there's so much local community evolved around it with the cities getting involved, park and recreation's getting involved, your local TDs, just people that are trying to get things evolved around the sport in
Right.
your local community. And Chattanooga and North Georgia is got so much going on right now. That great stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, actually tomorrow is the Frozen Gnome 2 local tournament at it's split between two courses. We have a course in Chattanooga called the Sinks,
which is our local course, and and I would argue a renowned course that if you're ever even near the area,
you have to play. Yeah,
it is one of the best courses in the southeast. I would say
the Sinks is like our iconic course that just like a few months ago, Eagle McMahon. He stopped through Chattanooga because his girlfriend lives in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yep.
And they stopped in Chattanooga and they played our local course, the Sinks.
Yeah.
And took pictures with people, and it was cool. It was him and his girlfriend out there playing.
Just true humble human beings. Just being. Those guys are great. I love watching Eagle, and and his girl works for NASA. I mean, just some great, just some great people.
Oh yeah, there was another tournament a couple months ago that what was it? I missed getting into, but I went and played the course, the temp course set up at the Chattanooga Dam.
There's a temp course set up at the at our main dam, and called Chickamauga Dam. What was that event?
I'm trying to think. I can't
remember the name of that.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
But anyways.
But yeah, I went out and took my son to play the temp course on a Friday. Mm-hmm. And there's Chris Dickerson, getting out of his car. And I was like, hey, man, how's it going? He shook my hand and everything. He was the nicest guy, But I love it when, pros come through and play our courses here in Chattanooga, So the Frozen Gnome is split between the Sinks, and then we've got another course in Eastridge, Tennessee, called Camp Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Which Camp Jordan has been around. It's a park run by the city, and it's been around for many, many, many years, as long as I can remember. Living in the area since I was a child, and but fantastic course. Actually, one of the more difficult courses in the area. So it's cool to see tournaments being held there, and I know the Gnome has been held there for many years actually. It's been a staple. So
yeah. The one thing that I really love about our community here is the benefits, all the benefit tournaments we do to raise money for Chambliss Children's Shelter. Yep. Needy Child Fund. Mm-hmm. If somebody's sick, they put on a disc golf tournament, and one that I'm very excited about. Do you remember the African one?
That is there is a local disc golfer that is putting on I don't want to say putting
Graham.
On. It's
Michael Graham.
His name's Michael Graham.
Shout out to Michael Graham.
Yes, shout out to Michael Graham. But Michael Graham has partnered with a couple people to bring disc golf to Rwanda, Africa.
Yeah, I love it.
And and Rwanda is a very it's
It's like
it's a community that's very it's a poverty community.
Third world country.
It's third world country. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very poverty, and you know, and it's really cool to see that there there's an effort and a drive to get disc golf into that community out in Africa.
Oh yeah, the tournament is raising money to actually send baskets.
To actually send baskets over to Rwanda for the locals to introduce them to the sport, and I just think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a shotgun start. It's to raise money for that, and I couldn't.
It's never been done. Nobody's attempted it, and
I couldn't support it anymore. I mean, it's
absolutely.
great.
Absolutely,
it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
And,
so
we are all about. Me and Brett are all about supporting anything that helps people out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And I think that's what overall that's what we're about. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's if you can do something to better the world, to help somebody out. I mean, even if it's one person a day, like you make that a goal. I want to give the listeners a goal. Help at least one person out in your daily life. You'll reap the reward. You'll feel great. I feel that's what it's all about. That's what life's about, and that's what at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So,
you ready to give this Dip A double IPA a Inside the Hops review?
All right, so here we are at the Inside the Hops review.
Let me just explain the rating system here, because
we got to explain to the listeners what our rating system.
We agreed on it.
Yeah.
We kind of came up with it. It was half and half.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna rate it on a scale from 18 under to 1 under is under par.
Yep.
And if it's just mediocre, it's just going to be a par.
It's just par.
It's just par.
Hey, cash in for your par and walk on. It's just okay.
If it's horrible and we have to edit out the whole Inside the Hops drinking the beer part of the whole podcast,
and there's not a vomit bucket, by the way, so this is a true review.
Then it gets an 18 over.
It gets an 18 over, which is the worst you could get.
Yeah, over par. So, what are you thinking on this? Well, I'll start. I'll start.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your review.
Because I'm not an IPA.
And he's not an IPA guy, and this is why I want to hear your true
and
review.
we're gonna always.
And I am an IPA guy, by the way.
So here's the deal. Here's why we're doing this. Every week every time we do a podcast, I'm gonna say every week because I just told y'all we're doing one every week. You know how much time it takes to get a podcast going? I mean, you see how we decorated this place?
So next week.
Anyways, he brought these beers to the table today.
I did.
And next week,
and we're gonna switch out. Every week we'll both decide on a beer, pick a beer, and bring it to the table and go from there.
And in the future, we're gonna start going outside of the state.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna try to stay local, but then we'll venture off.
We'll venture off eventually to like some surrounding states that hit up a craft brewery and be like, hey, we want to buy some from you. We're gonna do a review about and it's free marketing for you, and we get to do our thing reviewing.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start by saying, the company itself is called Dry County Brewing Company.
Dry County Brewing Company.
And I'll just say that my mouth right now feels like I swallowed sand. I mean, it literally does. I've only drank half of this because my mouth is so dry. I've actually got water right here. Because
Yeah.
Because
same here. Thanks for reminded me of the water. So,
so for me, it's a little too dry.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of dry liquors either.
Okay.
I'm just not.
Okay.
I just don't like dry. Just my mouth being dry.
Okay.
You know, I just don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
For taste though, I mean, it's got a good taste to it. It really does. I'm not a real big fan of the hoppy taste, you know, but you definitely can taste some citrus in there. When you sip on it, like you get the, you know, it's like citrus aromas along with like a citrus taste.
Yeah, it's that dank.
That dank pineapple. Whatever that is.
It's that dank pineapple.
Whatever that is. But
wherever that's grown.
Yeah, wherever that's grown. I don't know. It's got to be in Colorado. If you ask me, that's out in Colorado.
I'd say it's about Colorado area.
Yeah, but you know, for me, since it's the first initial Inside the Hops review.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna score this. I'm gonna score this par for me.
Par. That was actually, you know what? That was actually a better score than I thought that you'd get.
Yeah, it's par.
I thought he was gonna say like nine over. You know, like a +9.
Yeah, I mean,
but the fact that it's par is
I'm doing it for the initial review, but also I actually do like the flavor.
It is.
I mean, I'm big on flavor when I'm drinking a beer. I don't drink. I never drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't like being drunk.
Yeah.
I just do not like the feeling, but I like to drink beer. I like the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
If it has a great taste, that's what hooks me is the taste.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you go to the store and buy a 12-pack of Bud Light, you're an alcoholic because it tastes like, you know, I'm not going to say it, but it tastes bad, you know, to me. It tastes like water.
Pea water.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It is. It's like, has no taste because here's why it has no taste, guys. When you buy a domestic beer that is mass produced, there is no love. There's no like energy.
Mm.
There's no compassion.
There's no passion.
There's no passion without the calm.
It's all about the passion.
It's all about the passion.
It's all about the passion without the calm.
Yeah, without the calm. It's passion. So
there's no compassion.
When you buy a domestic beer, you just don't. It's just I can't taste passion in it.
Yeah.
And I like to taste passion.
You gotta taste the passion, man.
And that's what I like about craft beer is if I open up a craft beer and I take the first sip, I should be able to taste the passion behind the brew.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rate it as par. So what do you think?
What do I think? Well, I am a hops guy.
Yep, you're a hopster.
I'm a hopster.
Instead of a hipster.
I'm a hopster.
This guy comes to the course every time, and it literally shocks me when I'm like, "Oh, is that another IPA?" And he's like, "No, man, actually, it's a Monster Energy drink." And I'm like, "Shut up," because he's always got at least one or two IPAs in the bag.
Well, for the record, I haven't drank a Monster in about 7 years.
Well, we can't afford Monsters.
Well, it's not that I can't afford them. My heart can't afford Monsters. That's you know my veins, my you know, not anymore. You know, 10 years ago, yeah, but no Monsters for me. But yeah, the coming to the course with IPA, you know, I like to have an IPA on the course. You know, hey, you know, casual round. We're never doing it in a tournament. You know, nothing like that. But
and see that, like, I'm different. I'm not in my 20s. Mm-hmm. I would bring beer to the disc golf course and drink with my buddies and play. But now that I'm older, like, I just drink water while I'm out there. I'm just not a big drink one.
Oh, totally understand.
I don't. I mean, and no disrespect. I'm just saying, like, I myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to play disc golf, and some people do, and I don't hold it against nobody. Yeah. But you know, it's not my time to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that's what I love. You know, everybody's got their thing, and you know, that's a you know, hey, for the listeners out there, send us your comments on what your vibe is on the course, what you like to do. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's I feel like that's a good. We'd like to hear from you on what your vibe is on the course. I feel like
we're
that'd be a
gonna
good segment. You know,
we're gonna link.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some links in the description. We got a Discord channel, and we got an email. We're not sure yet if we're gonna make an Instagram or a Facebook page for our podcast. We're not sure on that. We haven't came to a consensus.
Yeah, we haven't came to a consensus on that. But if we do, we'll definitely let you know, for sure. But
yeah. So if y'all have any questions about anything, or any topics that you'd like us to talk about on future podcasts, we would love to have y'all's input.
Absolutely.
It needs to be a community effort for everybody, and you know, we came up with the term Ripsters for all you guys that hopefully will enjoy listening to us. You know, talk to each other and talk to you guys, because I mean, we love disc golf and we love talking, and you know,
Yep.
we just wanted to give it a go and see if you guys like it. So let us know. You know, let us know things we can do to, you know, better the podcast if you enjoy it. Also, you know, even if you live in Kentucky or you live in Illinois or wherever you live, as we said earlier, check out your local spots. You know, and all the local disc golfers listening. I mean, we've got local guys. I mean, we've got Shop Tom. We've got Full Flight Disc Golf. My favorites, Battlefield Outdoors.
Yep.
You know, we've got local, like buy local.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Please do.
And we thank you guys for tuning in to the Rip City podcast.
Absolutely. And 3 under par. I'm gonna give this.
Oh yeah, your review.
I'm gonna say 3 under.
3 under.
3 under. I'm a 3 under. I think,
if you like IPAs, look up these guys online. Dry County Brewing Company. It's Double County IPA.
Yeah.
So
and yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast.
all right, guys.